Hi, my name's Terry Messenger and welcome to Ageless Mind and Timeless Body. During this edition, I would like you to take the time to create the body, the mind, the health, the energy of your dreams. I'm going to create a place where you can go in your mind, where you can manifest your best version of you. The first thing that we must do is ensure that we are not carrying any excess weight or baggage around. Excess stress and all the meanings and stories that we tell ourselves can really weigh us down. We are governed by our thoughts, and our thoughts produce our emotions, and then our emotions create our actions. So I would like you to consider that during this time you can create, design and architecturally engineer your life. I would like you to just know that during this transition it is ideal for you to be relaxed and in a place that you're comfortable, where you can just allow yourself to have this special time to recreate, to meditate, to release and let go. Please do not drive a car or operate any machinery throughout this transition. And so, I wonder if you can recall a time in your life when you felt your best, where your body was in unconditional, wonderful health and vitality, where you didn't even consider that your health and your youthfulness and your well-being were even anything to be grateful for. Maybe you took it for granted. Maybe it was in the years of your youth. I want you to go to a time and a place where you can consider that you were really feeling your very best. Your body shape, your health, your hormones, everything was in the greatest condition in that moment. Now, as you go to that thought, I would like you to take a deep breath in. Breathe in so that you can take in new life. In through the nose. 1, 2, 3. In and hold and hold and release. And then continue to take in another deep breath. 1, 2, 3, in and hold and hold and release. And now I want you to become conscious of every breath, and take your thumb as if you are measuring your heartbeat on your wrist, as if you are taking your own pulse, and just gently press your thumb in that area where you may be able to feel your pulse. And if you find it a little tricky to locate where that pulse is, you may be able to just feel around and feel the sensation of your skin. And you may just find yourself floating and gently finding it when you least expect it. And even if you find it difficult to find where that pulse is, just notice the feeling of your skin. Just relax. And as I take you deeper and deeper, on the count of 3, I would like you to take in that nice deep inhalation in through the nose. 1, 2, 3. Breathe in and hold and exhale. That's right. And just let every muscle and every stress just release. I want you now to picture that there's a doorway centered in the middle of your body, and I want you to concentrate on the middle section of your body, around the lower part of your chest, as if there is a square door, and now it's going down to where your pelvis is. There's a door handle on the left. I want you to imagine that you can sense that this door, when it opens, it's going to release all of the old negativities. It's going to let go of any stress, any bad thoughts that you've had, any thoughts you may have held about anybody else, any disappointments. It's all just going to float out. However, of course, I'm just going to ask your subconscious to just feel what it's like to be released when that door opens. Just imagine what it's like to let go of any excess baggage that you may have carried, stories you may have told yourself, meanings that you gave. So I would like you now to imagine that this door has a knob and you can actually see the colour. And just notice now that that knob is turning, and as it turns, the door is opening. I want you to visualize now, and you can now separate your arms so that you're open to allowing the door to open wide up. And as the door opens wide, just imagine all of those stresses now releasing. Imagine it's coming down from all parts. It's moving upwards, it's moving out. It has a colour. It is dislodging from the cells of the body, the muscles. And as it all begins to release and float out, I want you to consider if there is anybody that you know that you may be feeling any negative, any thoughts that you know need to be released. For you know that your own thoughts and any grievances do not harm anybody else. They're only harming the body. So in order to clear out, release and purify your own physical body, I wonder if you are prepared to have a moment of silence and just search to see if there is any forgiveness. And just breathe. And as you take longer, deeper breaths, just notice if there are any faces that flash up, if there are any thoughts, any disappointments, anybody letting you down, any grievances. And I would like you to allow them to float on out. Floating on out so that you can release yourself, setting yourself free from the stories that you had told yourself, setting yourself completely free from any thoughts that may have caused you distension, And I want you to consider any habits that you may have had that you know were not conducive to your life. Habits of maybe overeating, overindulging. Perhaps habits that you know may be unworthy of your purified soul. For your soul is pure, just as the next person's soul is pure. And you may even consider to know and realize and understand just how pure the soul is. And therefore you can let go of the flesh. You can release the baggage, the heavy stress that you were carrying around, didn't you? And as you are now allowing yourself to release it, it's up to you whether you let it go forever, because you know it's important to do the right thing by you. You know it's important to be in control, to be the one that makes the decisions in this. And of course, the only decisions you make through this meditation are the decisions that will uplift you, empower you, set you free, and create the best life possible. So as it all floats out, just feel your body becoming lighter and lighter and lighter. And as it becomes so light, so filled with love and light, I want you to imagine that all of the old negativity is forming the shape of a person in front of you, as if there is so much that has just come out. It's forming the size, the colour, and you can see it right there in front of you. And even though it may have been negative and heavy, you know that this is what you had been carrying around, didn't you? And yet your subconscious mind was only holding on to it so you could learn. And I want you to now consider what you need to learn. Maybe you can begin to learn that it's actually given you a gift of something that you have more knowledge about, a story that you can now proclaim, so that you can let the world know that you are free, so the world will know that you are free, so they'll see you looking so much lighter, so much happier, and they'll wonder what changed. You'll have more influence, more power. People will be more curious about your light. And yet it could have been because of the darkness that your light shines so very brightly now, isn't it? So as you look at this other form that's there in front of you, I want you to learn and understand the gift that represents, for that is the past. That is the past of the way you looked, the way you felt. And that is also all the excess kilos that you have just let go. Now I wonder if it would be right and good for you to let go of any of that excess baggage. I wonder if it's safe for you to shred and release and purify and detox so that you are completely free. And if so, maybe you can rise just the way you know how to rise up now. The subconscious rising out of your physical body, looking down and seeing the two parts, the purified, renewed physical form of you, and then the other form that was carrying all of that excess baggage, all the stories, all of the things that were holding you back. And so as you look and you notice the darkness and the light, I would like you to just rise up even higher and higher so you can look past the darkness into the future. And because of that darkness, you've become stronger, wiser, more knowledgeable. And maybe you have learned that letting go of all that excess now allows you to feel younger, more youthful. You may know that age was only being part of the formation of the worldly problems you were carrying around. And yet if there is no worldly problems and you're light, you're bright, you're full of love and light, then you can be ageless and timeless. You can be light, physically free. You can have the greatest mind and body. And as you see into the future, because you've learned the difference between being the light, being without all the excess baggage, without the excess kilos. You can see what it's like to be free of the habits, the negative stories, and all the painful emotions. And as you see the light in the future and you see yourself as if you have released and let go of all that heaviness, notice what you look like. Notice what you're doing, because you are healthier, you are ageless, you are timeless, you are purified, you're free. You recognize that age only came from the worldly pressures and all of those old negativities that weigh one down, didn't they? And yet when one is so light, so free, has released themselves of all the worldly baggage and allowed themselves to move into a space where they are so filled with light and love. Their body is so shaped in such a way that it's like the greatest, healthiest day of your life now. Just see yourself as if your body is in its greatest shape. Notice what you're doing. Notice who's around you, the clothing you're wearing. Notice how you look so rejuvenated, released. And as you see yourself looking so good, so ageless, so timeless, I wonder what it is that you did that changed and give you this wonderful new feeling of energy now, isn't it? A gift to you, a gift that you are now experiencing with your own eyes. And as you see yourself looking lightweight, wearing those clothes, feeling so good, it's almost as if you've come to know that you no longer allow the world to age you, to put time on you. You are now the master of your own destiny. You are the creator of your life. And even when challenges come your way, even when life's disappointments naturally come up, you have a whole new way of looking at it. You accept the worst, and yet you expect the best. You know that acceptance and knowing that each and every person on the planet, not one of us perfect, and even when people have let you down, not one of us perfect, and yet you can accept the worst and expect the best. And it's almost as if you've risen up and you've been able to see the two parts of yourself, the you that is your pure soul, and then the heaviness and darkness that's in front. And now you're able to see yourself in the future, in the image of you looking so good, as if you've chosen this path. You've decided to let go of those habits. You've decided that you release and set free all the old emotions. And because you have let go and released, see how your life is so much better. You're generating so much more abundance. You're so healthy. You're connecting with all the right people. You're living a life filled with love. You feel so free. Notice how you walk, how you talk, how you breathe. And then I want you to just look back to see where you are in the present, the two parts, the purified soul and the dark negative. And I would like you to decide if you are ready, willing and available to dissolve the structure that was the excess. And if you're willing to dissolve that structure, I would like you to float and hover over the top of the darkness that represented all the negative stories you told yourself, all the negative habits, all the baggage. And just imagine now that you are now watching that begin to dissolve, as if it is evaporating. It's almost like darkness becoming light until it's disappeared. And as you appreciate all of the goodness that may have served you, notice how you are freer and lighter for dissolving, releasing and letting it go. Notice the image of you now is even stronger and more powerful in the future. Notice you can drop down into it so that you can sense what it's like to be walking in this healthy body, this ageless, timeless body. Notice how it's as if you have released so much. You have now moved into the ideal body, as if this is the greatest, healthiest body of your youth. It's as if every cell has renewed and purified. It's as if you let go of all those old habits and learned how to listen to your body, how to forgive and let go, how to be ageless and timeless. And as you just listen to your inner peace, just feel the sensation of this wonder, this love, this acceptance, this amazing, healthy experience. And I'm going to ask the brain chemist to just notice the endorphins that it is producing, that seems to be producing the perfect amount of endorphins. And I'm going to ask the brain chemist to lock in the perfect amount. I'm going to request to the brain chemist that it releases all the right amount of hormones to have you optimum health, shape, mentality, vitality. And I'm going to request that the brain chemist would deliver the perfect ratio for metabolism, and that your nervous system be completely cleared, as if the space between each vertebra is now opening up. The chakras are now opening up and allowing love and light, as if a diamond is sparkling in your presence. And you feel it within every muscle and cell. Go ahead, just feel that now. And I want you to look beyond and see, as if you're looking through your eyes in this physical form of health, ageless mind, timeless body, the ideal shape. And I want you to imagine you're looking at yourself in the future again, and you can see that you have upgraded. And this upgrade is you looking so amazing, feeling so good. How does this make a difference to your life? What is it that you're doing? How are you better? What's improving? And as you are looking through your own eyes, being in your new, fit, healthy, ageless, timeless body, where you only eat when you're hungry, you listen to your physical body, you eat what you truly desire, you stop when you feel good, you eat consciously. Your metabolism is operating at its most balanced speed. Your endorphins are now firing on all cylinders, releasing those wonderful, happy, feel-good endorphins around your body. You feel so youthful as your circulation and every part of you is balanced. Your nervous system is cleared. Your vertebra is completely, totally aligned. It's like it's filled with love and light. And as this beautiful wave of energy moves through your body, youthfulness, and you look onto that movie screen of you in the future, so expanded, you are achieving something beyond, because you are so much more. ageless, timeless, due to your accepting nature, because you made a decision to love yourself beyond all measures so you could love the world, so you could take care of yourself and forgive and let go so much, so you could give so much more to the world. So as you recognize that releasing, accepting, and yet expecting all to be the best for you now, notice that expanded screen of you as if you're now doing things that you know show and demonstrate that your life has upgraded. You are so aligned with yourself. You are calling in all the right people. You are so magnetically attractive, ageless mind and timeless body. You eat when you're hungry. You eat what you truly desire. You stop when you feel good. You eat consciously. Your body is your temple. You are worth it. Your value and self-empowerment is rising like a mighty empire. The more you love who you are and your physical being, the more accepting you are to those things that happen outside of your control. The more you expect great things to happen, the more love and light, the more you can give, the more you can contribute, the more you are to your world and the world around you. You are one. You are one with this expanded version of you, so fit, so lean, so healthy, so timeless, ageless. You are a work of art. And as you float into the next dimension, where you begin to feel what it's like to live inside this new paradigm, just notice who you've become. What is it about you that you do? Are you more poised, patient? Are you more accepting? Are you more jovial? Are you more light-hearted, loving, understanding? Who have you become? And as you recognize who you've become, you see again in the future, yet again out there in another dimension, you, because you've become this new person that's really you, that's free of all the old. And as you experience this dimension and the next, as you see it, you see how far you've come, all the things you've achieved. And you know, even as you move into the fourth dimension, there is the dimensions beyond that just seem to be opening up and expanding to even better things in your ageless mind, timeless body. And as you rise up, you know you have become the living proof of this ageless mind and timeless body. The new you, free, unshackled, released. And as you begin to integrate, bringing it back, you know the actions that you've taken along the way. And isn't it nice to know that you've become who you are, who you were born to be, who you are set free, and the action in the things that you chose to do to bring about this new you know comes down to those little decisions that your subconscious mind, when it decided to release and let go of the old heavy part. I'm sure that you would agree that as you come back to where you are now, your subconscious will know if it is time for you to continue to blissfully integrate and to consolidate. It'll know if it's time for you to sleep deeply and peacefully and soundly, or if it's your time to be awake. It'll know exactly when that time is right, and you'll be able to come back to full wakefulness exactly as you are meant to. And as your subconscious comes back, integrating, it'll integrate the habits that will give you the greatest mind and body, the habits of someone with great wisdom, poise, the habits of a royalty, a leader of great nobility, the habits that will allow your body to be at its best. And when the time is right and you open your eyes, you'll feel so energized, so light and bright, so uplifted. You'll find your mind will be clear, you'll see the world through new eyes, you'll feel through new skin, you'll feel light because you've already released all of the old now. And if it's your time to sleep, you'll simply, deeply, peacefully, slumberously integrate all of these wonderful words, and you'll allow yourself to be united so your mind is sharp, so every part of you is operating and functioning at its best. So the moment that your feet touch the ground, you'll come into full alertness as soon as you rise up and you begin to take a few steps. Your mind will come back with full clarity, as if you've awoken from the most refreshing, deepest sleep that has given you an ageless mind and timeless body. 1, getting ready to come back now. 2, so you can feel so free. And 3, and welcome to this edition of Ageless Mind and Timeless Body. May you be blessed, healthy, energized, and I look forward to bringing you your next upgrade.